Can we, Matt,
Dave,
in any way
roll
as
me
his
a
friend,
d6,
support him?
please.
Can we support him and take control of that, like, magic and try and absorb some of that as his, like, homies?
We'll see in a minute.
Let it happen. 2.
Nah,
2.
let it happen.
Kavan, as the first person into the hug, that energy channels into you. You are now hasted.
Ooh.
Nice.
As Lex just is there like, shit, sorry. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Malt and Magic Campaign 2. It's been a few weeks since we did this. I know we had sort of a week off last week doing 10 candles, but we are back. This is episode 88. So let's do my quick recap, and then we'll get straight into things. So last time on Malt and Magic Deep, in Anarion's jungle, the party tracked Jewel to an ancient ruin, only to then find a powerful predator waiting for them. A massive tyrannosaur, warped by some sort of strange bestial energy, ambushed them under the starlit canopy of the jungle. The battle was brutal, chaotic, but the team then very much worked together to bring the creature down, revealing its sort of extraplanar influence, and it then just burst into spores, a sign perhaps that they are getting closer to something big. After the fight, Jewel uncovered more about a strange Eladrin, and meanwhile Cog began channeling something strange from the jungle, a signal, a pull, perhaps even a purpose. So now the jungle holds its breath. The ruins ahead, or within, still cloaked in mystery, and the stars are very much shifting. My usual warnings apply for tonight. There will be adult language, adult humour, proper content warnings will appear in the episode when it goes live on VOD or on podcast. You have been warned. Let's roll. Hey yo!
Hey.
What up, bitches?
It has been a time since 4 of us were together. It's been 84 years. Yeah. So there we go. Danny is not with us tonight. Unfortunately, Danny is off doing what Danny does, but will be back with us next week, I believe.
I mean, that sounds vaguely dirty. It doesn't even sound vaguely dirty. That's just dirty.
Precisely the reason I said it, because then for Danny it could be anything, because we all know what it is. But no. Anyway, right, on that note, let's run down the lineup, say hello to everyone, and then we will get into some Dungeons and Dragons, because it's been a minute since we played some D&D. I am Matt. I am your Dungeon Master for this evening. I will be playing any of the psychic NPCs, such as Takami or Callum, and any monsters and other NPCs that are also appearing in this game tonight.
Hello, I'm Dave, and I'm playing Jewel of Shadows. Last time I had a really interesting quip at the start, and I don't now, even though I've had many weeks off, so I'm just going to say that Jewel is very confused what the hell we're doing. What the hell are we doing?
If Jewel is confused, what hope does Kavan have? I'm Tom. I'm playing Kavan Buckland. Barely remember his name, but he is a human barbarian paladin, and he is here to catch up and to take part.
Participation medals all round. And you get a participation medal. You get a participation medal. Yep. I am Bodhi playing Edgious Bones Jones, and I also had something quippy, and then as Tom started talking, I started losing it somewhere in the source, and it's now gone. So I'm also gonna say, looking forward to tonight. Whoop-de-doo. Let's go open some portals, close some portals. I don't fucking know. Something to do with portals.
Let's go figure some shit out, shall we? Because I think that's the first protocol, is just figure out what the fuck is going on. So yes, we left last session. Kavan and Lex had been left in the treehouse with Takami and Callum, but Edgious had taken the two members of Anarion's hand, whose names literally escaped me in that last second, so I'll come back to them in a minute. But they took you out as your two sponsors to go and not only find Jewel, but potentially hunt a beast and allow you to progress on a journey to potentially become a member of the Hand. And so you hunted, tracked Jewel, found scratch marks, blood, this strange growling and roaring going on. Eventually found Jewel in this weird circular ruin of sorts, and as you then sort of entered the ruin, a big old Tyrannosaurus Rex stuck its nose through and the battle was on. Jewel, of course, had been having various visions, having found a certain dagger in these ruins about a female Eladrin. Cog had been malfunctioning left, right and centre, to the point where there was a question about, if I break Cog, can we fix him? Luckily, we didn't need to do that, so far, so good. And yes, we left having seen the Tyrannosaurus Rex just burst into these spores, and a final vision, I believe. But that is where we start now, sort of in the post-nut clarity of this fight, if you like.
Fuck.
It's right there.
So yeah, what would we like to do, folks?
If I remember correctly,
Have a cigarette?
Jewel is currently standing in front of the dais, where she had initially put Cog and the blade, and shit had happened. She is going to suddenly grab the dagger and take it off, and hope that it all kind of stops, or if not, just nothing's going to carry on further. Cog's being a bit weird at the moment, so he's just going to turn around and just go, whoa, okay, hang on, let's pump the brakes a minute. Got a little carried away with random things and a dagger. First of all, the fuck are we doing here? I thought we were going to get the item we needed, the codex piece, and we need to get that from Lex's brother. So why are we trying to work with this temple? Should we not just leave?
Edgious sprawled out on the cracked concrete floor of the jungle temple is gonna be like, Jewel, do you think? I just need an honest answer. Do you think if I told this story to Kavan, Lex, Callum, Takami, that they might believe me and that you might be able to back me up? You saw it, right? You saw me kill the thing with the big sword. You saw me use the sword more than a shield, right?
Yes, Edgious, I did, and if I promise that I will tell them what happened here.
Yeah. And then to answer your question in return, because you so graciously answered mine, I don't know why the fuck I'm here either. I came here to save you and kill a big dinosaur, I think.
Great. So, the fact that it's causing Cog some issues, and we don't know what this place is, turns to the other two who are in the room and say,
Bothric and Soraya, yeah.
I was really close with Bob and Lily, actually. I don't know why I thought that.
They weren't far off, actually.
And say, you were mentioning that these temples are rare, if not, it should not be here? Is that not what you said?
Well, not that it shouldn't be here, we just weren't aware of it, and we are It's almost like this was hidden from us before. You know, Soraya is just sort of walking around this temple, hands just brushing over the vines and the moss-covered stone.
I am all for wonderful things and finding treasures and lost history of many a nation, but Edgious, is this really what we should be doing? I mean, if it is our goal, great. If not, let's get the fuck out of here. It is causing Cog some weirdness. I hope it's not hurting him.
You know what? First of all, Soraya, look, I know it's super tempting to, like, touch all the walls and stuff, but I have fallen for that trap, like, less than a week ago when we were in a library touching shit. Trust me, take your hands off the walls, you don't want to do it. Jewel,
I wasn't hunting for anything, it's just... There's a strange power in this place.
Trust me, half the time I'm not hunting for anything, and then I accidentally stumble into them.
Yes, but Edgious, you're a bad magnet. You are literally a shit magnet. Like, it finds you. I don't know how you do it.
Well, that explains the smell.
Well, that as well. I mean, look what you brought in, a T-Rex. I managed to evade that thing.
I mean, Edgious is still brown as well, I should point out.
Look. Okay. Can I just... So one reason we were here, Jewel, and you'll be glad about this.
Yes.
So, first of all, Jewel, come here. And I'll pull Jewel in close so that the other two can basically hear what I'm saying, but I'll pretend we're having a private conversation. And I'll be like, so, they told me that they have this manual. They're monster hunters. And basically, apparently there's this book, this manual that they have, that has information on all the creatures and all the things that they've, like, fought over their years. So, I was like, does that include things from other dimensions, other planes? They were like, yes. I was like, you're telling me that there's an all-inclusive guide on how to beat the... Edgious turns and looks in the camera. The creatures we might face, and turns back and looks at Jewel. The creatures we might face along these journeys that might be thrown at us by some benevolent being who just likes seeing us fight things for their own enjoyment. So I was like, it might be a good idea to get our hands on that book. Bothrick over here, my G Bothrick, and I'll present a fist to Bothrick for a fist bump. He said he's basically my sponsor and Soraya's my second, so they have sponsored me so that I can become a monster hunter. They needed to witness me kill something. Boom! Guys, does this count? Did you see the big T-Rex kill with the big sword?
I was actually focused on Soraya, making sure she was okay at the time. Soraya's that I was looking the other way, totally. I didn't see anything.
But you saw it explode into spores, right?
I am totally pulling your leg. Of course we saw you skewer the whole job with your big sword. I am still amazed you managed to carry that through the jungle. Like, very impressed.
Remember when you were questioning that and you were like, yo, is that a good sneaky sword? And I was like, it's not sneaky,
still
but
questioning
it's a good
this
sword.
given your now state of exhaustion.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have to carry the sword back for me, Bothrick. That's where we're at this point.
Okay, on that note, why don't we... Look, we now know where this is, but it's still middle of night, and all sorts of creatures. Jewel, we came to fetch you, and makes you safe. You are now safe. Why don't we head back to Treehouse, rest, come back in dawn's light to see what is here in the light of day. Make sense?
Yes, absolutely. From what I've seen, is it better or worse to travel in the darkness?
Ooh,
well,
good question.
It is usually safer to travel in day. You can see more, but we need to get back to Treehouse tonight, and then come back in the day.
Okay.
I figured you might want to get your friends whatever this is, and
no,
the weird little metal thing is doing.
Yes, Jewel goes back over and then just gently, gets hold of Cog and just picks him back up and is just checking that, presumably just in some sort of stasis at the moment, but as long as I can feel a few, vibrations and, ticks and whirs, I'm like, it's alright.
As you pull him off the altar and sort of lift him up, that bright shining light that he was projecting out of the constellation just dims, and the eye sort of blinks a couple of times before Cog then just sort of flutters and settles on your shoulder.
You okay, Cog? I will take that as a maybe.
So wait, Bothrick, did you say we're staying here for the night, or we're making the trip? We're staying here, right? We're just gonna.
Let's go get comfy beds. I don't fancy sleeping on stone. Don't know about you.
Absolutely. I mean, I trust you. If you think that we can make it back in the jungle, through the jungle, absolutely fine.
I feel like we have killed the biggest thing out there tonight.
I am.
Looks at the spores that are
so
still.
pleased to hear you say that.
Wait, pause. Did everyone hear him say the biggest thing there was?
Fuck me, Edgious,
Everyone
you're not
heard
going to
it.
get your head out of this fucking temple.
Everyone
Good
heard
God.
it. I'm just saying. Okay, now we can go.
Okay.
Mister,
I can't pick myself up off the floor.
Look, Jewel, can't give me a hand, please.
She thinks about
I'll say Bothrick.
popping one of his hands off and then handing it to her the other hand.
Amazing. Holds out his own arm to him.
Fine.
Oh, not like that, Jewel.
And then lifts him up and is like, right, come on, let's go.
Bothrick does grab the sword where it's sort of impaled in the ground a little bit, but sort of lifts it up and just ties it onto his pack. This is very cumbersome. Not practical for jungle.
Yeah. Hey, all them muscles. Imagine, I can do it with no muscles. I do it with just bone. I'm like 5 times stronger than you. Imagine if I had your muscles on top of my bone. Dude, we would be a unit if we combined, Bothrick. We would be a fucking unit.
Joel turns back to Bothrick and goes, I understand now why you were having trouble tracking me and this thing followed you. Because he just talks like this all the time, doesn't he?
Yes,
just
he
all
does.
the time.
On that note, we should probably bring the volume down.
If you don't mind,
And,
I'm going to follow you, but you are hopefully not going to be able to see me.
I am a little bit confused by this statement, but okay.
Just lifts
We
the
head
hood
this
up
way.
and follows them.
Shit. Did we lose her again? Oh, fuck's sake.
I'm right here. Go.
Two things, Matt, that I'm gonna do while we're making the journey, or before we actually leave. So before we leave, I would like to take one of the moon petals that I have, and I would like to find a place where there is ample moonlight coming through the canopy of the jungle. And I would like to bury the petal under some soil in hopes that somehow, even though it's not a seed, that it might germinate in some.
I mean, the
magical
moon
fucking
petal
way.
itself causes a moonbeam to appear in that space.
No, I'm not like smoke bomb. I'm not like throwing it. I'm like gently placing it and like covering it in soil. It's not like, I'm not activating any moon. Like, I'm just trying to like grow a little plant there. I'm not trying to kill anyone with a moonbeam accidentally tonight.
Maybe a nature check, please.
Ooh.
I'm just going to leave this nuke here. It's fine. It's fine.
Look.
Holy
I'm
hand
not going to
grenade.
trip over a 500 megaton nuke. It's fine. I'm just going to leave
It's
it
a
in
15,
Walmart.
Matt.
A 15.
Oh, wait, actually, I've got exhaustion, and if I'm understanding right, I'm not sure, Matt, because I've just read the new rules. I've got a -2 to D20 tests. I assume that includes skill rolls, attack rolls, saving throws, ability checks, all of that.
All of the
Anything
above.
with a D20? Yeah, cool, beautiful.
Yep.
Okay, so that's actually a 13. Oh no, shit, no, it's not. It's an 11.
How did it get that much worse? It was kind of alright. I've swallowed my own tongue. Like, seriously.
Two levels.
The
of
exhaustion is setting in.
Times 4 means that I lose a good chunk for some obscure reason.
You do indeed. So yes, that is the new D20. Sorry, the new exhaustion rule for D20 tests. Yes. So when you make a D20 test, the roll is reduced by 2 times your exhaustion level.
And my speed
at
is
some
reduced
point,
by 10
we
as
will
well.
do a little bit of a review of some of these changes and stick that on the YouTube channel as part of the new Critical Miss stuff. Shameless plug.
Going Go check it out, guys.
Yeah, indeed. There's a whole review of the Scion class right there now, if you fancy going and checking that out, but there we go. Anyway, so with an 11, nothing grows.
Okay.
But there is a small affinity to that spot now. Almost like you've left... It's almost like you've left a part of yourself that you can be drawn back to.
Do I feel like with an 11 that something's going to grow here or not?
No.
Okay, cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mold earth using my cantrip, and the earth is going to swirl and turn into basically like a gorgeous stone like depiction of Nimue, basically like a small little like bust of Nimue with the petal inside it, basically, and I'll leave that in the moon view.
Nice.
A shrine within a shrine, one might say.
Indeed.
And then
we'll see how that plays out.
The other thing I'd like to do as we're walking is I would like to take my my standard clothing. I just have a set of traveler's clothes in my bag. I would like to take one of the trouser legs, and I would be cutting little bits of cloth off, and I will be pegging it to trees and leaving little breadcrumbs for us, so that if we do want to follow this path back, it might be a little bit easier tomorrow.
Very good. I like it. That will make all survival checks on the next day with advantage. Then.
What he just doesn't realise is he's now planted somewhere, so now the next time he sneezes and fails a wisdom saving throw, he's now going to fast travel to the jungle. And
yeah, I've set my spawn point. I put a bed down, and that's next time I die, I'm like, go over to the fucking thing. Yeah.
Souls born it, you just appear with none of your shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No.
Very good. I will say then, slowly but surely, through the guidance of Bothric and Soraya, you make your way back to the treehouse in the early hours, very early hours of the morning, like the moon has only just passed its highest point of the evening. And you appear back at the treehouse. What you notice as you approach the treehouse is that herd of Stegosauruses all seem to have been herded into a small group and actually enclosed into a pen of sorts. And you can see a couple of Anarion's hand members sort of milling about with nervous looks on their faces. You also notice Takami is sort of just leant against a tree with her arms folded, just watching all this with curiosity. And as she sees you all approaching, she steps off the tree.
Babe!
Made it back
babe,
then?
Babe, guess what?
When did we get to Babe?
This is gonna run up and be like, you'll never guess what? I killed a whole T-Rex. It had the long arms and everything.
I am... What?
So, you know my big sword? I didn't use it as a shield. You would have been so proud. I went like full like monk, and Edgious will start reacting it and being like, Shah! And then I went, and then, and then it just into spores.
Takami is going to look round Edgious towards Jewel. So how much of this is bullshit?
Well, he did... admittedly, that did happen, but then he collapsed on the floor and was wiped out. So, fair dinkum.
That's the bit I needed to know.
That's the one.
Well, I mean... I like my telling of the story. As the bard, I think I'll recount it in a way that I think is best for the listener, I think is what I'll take into consideration for next time. But I take your feedback on board from both of you.
By the way, hi Takami.
Born man
see
did
you
good.
Again.
Glad to see you safe, Jewel. Kavan! They're back!
I swing kind of
Tarzan.
out of the window, just kind of like holding on to the outer pane of the window, and then just like release and land down on the ground, and I'm like, did I hear you actually use the sword as a sword?
Oh yeah, dude. Remember that time that I pulled that butter knife on that barkeep that was making us pay the tab that one time?
Yeah. When we were up on stage and It was the second solo. No. It was the second encore.
Encore.
And then
Yeah.
And then you were being crowd surfed, and then you asked for another drink, and the bartender said your tab is done, and that's when the whole thing turned. Yeah. I remember
that. So like, take that, times it by like 3. It was that awesome.
Yeah. By 3?
Dude, 3. I shit you not. A whole 3.
I turned to Jewel and I'm like, was it actually that awesome?
Yeah, 3. What?
Takami's just like leans on Jules' shoulder at this point, just scratches her own head.
To be fair, Kevin, it was very impressive. I have never seen him move that quickly. I did say, how heavy were those weights? Because he moved incredibly quickly and was knackered within seconds. So kind of got to work on your cardio there, but yeah, it was good.
Edgious is moonwalking in front of the group, and it's like, I'm a monster hunter. And it's just moonwalking back and forth in front of the group.
Well, that is not strictly true just yet. You need to be passed by the council, and then there are a few extra steps, but you're on the way to being a monster hunter.
What is all... I don't even understand what's going on right now. What do you mean monster hunter, and who's he? And,
also,
what's going on?
Has anyone got a chicken leg or anything? I'm starving.
I
just realised...
The classic classic jungle chicken?
I don't know.
Jungle chicken.
I will eat a frog. I don't know what is going to be out here.
Soraya walks over with 4 lizard kebabs, just been like, got some grub.
Perfect, thank you.
Apparently Lex's mum makes a mean jungle chicken stew, I've heard.
She spits out the first bit of meat and just goes... Lex's mum is alive? Is he here?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a total thing. We've kind of let them have a moment, though, and it's a real extended moment. Lex said he's going to come back whenever he's ready. It might not be this week. It might not be next week.
Hey,
Who knows?
Hey, that's great. But did he meet his brother? Is he having a lovely family reunion? What is going on?
Brother? We met him. He
Great.
is such a condescending ass to
Still,
Lex.
I wasn't expecting you to say that.
He's
What?
so mean to Lex. Jewel, you know how Lex has done right.
Mean to
you know
Lex?
how right. Okay, so hear me out, guys. Like I'll paraphrase. You know how Lex has opened portals, saved worlds, traveled through universes, and is possibly the coolest person of our group if we're all actually honest for a second.
I mean,
So glad Danny wasn't here to hear that one.
Of course, that's the only reason I said it today, Matt. Let's be honest.
I mean, that wasn't even in contention, Edgious. Did you think anyone else was?
No.
That slaps you on your shoulder. Stop it! Of course, I'm pulling your leg again.
Callum pops out from behind a tree oh, no, not me either. Sorry.
No, Callum, you're important for this as well. Come on over. No, so basically...
I was here the whole time.
Damn right you were. So, basically, Lex's brother, Lex has done all these amazing things, and Lex's brother was like, you've done nothing, you went away, I had to deal with all the problems, you faced no hardship, you've been out in the world having an easy time, and I'm like, Lex has been having the hardest time. He was kicked out of his family when he was 6, and he had to go travel planes and find us. So I was trying to explain that to him, that he was being a dick, and then he punched me on the top of my noggin. I totally headbutted his fist, but he punched me on the top of my noggin. So me and him don't have the best relationship, but him and Lex seem to be getting on really nicely, even though Lex is acting like a total bitch around him.
Yeah.
Jules
sounds like a
visibly
douche.
bristles at the start of that conversation. All her hair goes poofy. She's really showing her emotions, pissed at this.
Yeah. That just sounds like he's got bad mojo, man.
Yeah, I mean,
You sure Lex is all right with him? He sounds like a bully.
I will happily, go and talk to him, and maybe less talking, more. Never mind. But
here's what I'd say. He clearly is dealing with a lot of trauma as well. So as much as I would like to blame him for all of the emotions that he's feeling and the way he's acting, I don't think we truly can, in the same way that, I just touch things randomly and talk all the time because of my trauma. It just can't be silent or I lose my fucking mind. So I think really it's one of those. But I do think we should possibly try and educate him on how to not be a total see you next Tuesday while we're here,
Well,
I feel like I just got a brilliant insight into why you are the way you are.
Sometimes I say good shit.
I respect that.
I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll.
I'm going to take your lead then, that we leave them to sort out their own family business and try and sort out what we're going to be doing. I feel a little uncomfortable not sorting this lot out with him, but we are on the clock. No pun intended, points at Cog. So...
who then immediately flutters off.
Bye.
Oh, now you're not making noise. Oh, shit.
Edgious, I'm sorry. I really cannot believe that he was the one making the noise while you were travelling. Just...
Oh, no. It was definitely both of us. I'll give you that. But at one point he was like, like system failure. I suck. My name is Cog and I can't do anything. And like, dude, it was fucking wild, bro. It was wild.
Turns to Kavan. That was a really good impression of Cog.
That was really good. I thought that was Cog for a second. That was good.
I have been perfecting it for weeks behind Lex's back. I was going to present it to him as part of my comedy show that I was going to host at the end of this adventure. When we're eventually all in a tavern reminiscing,
Yeah, like a variety show, comedy,
Fuck me,
music.
that is optimistic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're all going to be dead. I know that, Jewel. Yeah, realistically.
Jewel wants to have a
Well,
quick
speak
perception.
for yourself.
Quick
you're first,
perception
Callum.
check around the place. How civilized does this place look? Is she going to look a complete idiot asking for, do you have any records of what we've just seen?
It's a tree house in the middle of the jungle with a herd of Stegosaurus tied to a
Phenomenal.
tree.
Of course they're going to have some records in that tree. They've got a whole oligarchy system. It's crazy up in here.
What I will say, though, Jewel, is make me a perception check.
Okay, she will also... I'll do this first. Natural one. There we go. Let's start it off.
Brilliant.
Will's going to turn to Bothric anyway and just say, I don't suppose you have any historical literature on anything that we just saw, and you were talking about it is part of the lore of the jungle or something? I'm just curious, is there any more information we can find off what we just found before we go back? At all?
Do you mean big monster, or do you mean the ruins?
The ruins, not the monster. I never want to see that again. That is absolutely fine.
Oh my god,
So,
can you both just say the
monster,
letter R?
we will now incorporate into the handbook of Anarion's hand. No pun intended. So we know what it's about, and description and things like that. The rest of our knowledge is usually passed down by word of mouth. So no.
Okay. There is no point in me reading this Anarion's handbook?
Oh no, you have to be an official member of the hand in order to receive said manual and understand those. He is not there yet, despite what he is doing. Still steps to go. Very much on way though.
I elbow Edgious and I'm like, this Monster Hunter thing, how do you have to do an application, or is there an interview, or is there a bit of an audition? What's the process actually?
I look at Bothric and I wink at him, and I turn back to Calvin and I go, well, it started with me having to bow in front of Bothric and swear fealty to him until I became a monster hunter. At that point, I then kissed his hairy toe. You see that one right there with the nasty toenail? I had to kiss that, and then I had to go kill the T-Rex, but I had to do it covered in mud. That was a thing. They were going to cover me in feathers, but we just didn't have time, because apparently being dressed up like a jungle chicken is part of the hazing ritual or something, right, Bothric?
Yeah.
Bothric is there just like... Uh-huh.
Do you think I mean, sounds like a lot. Do you actually kiss it? Do you suck it or kiss it? How do you just pretend you kiss it?
He told me to use a little tongue when I did it.
Jewel dry heaves on a bit of the lizard. Like,
Matt's dry heaving. No, like,
Yeah, I probably need to think. Like, do you think I'd be? And I'm turning both to Edgious and to Broderick, and I'm like, do you think I'd be any good at like killing monsters? Because that could be like a nice little like, I don't know, like side thing.
well, you certainly have build for it. And as far
Planar
as I'm concerned,
Detective
you are
Agency.
kind of party, and you all operate together, so maybe there is scope for us to fast-track certain things here or there. Jewel and Edgy is both present and both took part in murder of strange T-Rex, so why not?
I drop down and start licking his toe.
Ah, yes. Edgious doubles over in laughter and is like, "Oh my fucking god! Oh my god! I can't believe you're actually doing it. That's crazy, bro.
Kevin, get
You're so
up."
much smarter than that. Come on, homie."
Wait, was that a?
Bothrick is there, looking at his toe, being like, I have not washed my feet in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, but that was step 2. Step 1 is I have to swear fealty to you, and then I get to.
Why did
Once-
you do step 2 before doing step 1 then? That was crazy decision making on your behalf anyway. No, it's all a
Yeah,
joke,
but-
dude. You can definitely become a monster hunter. Bothrick will be your sponsor, and then when I'm a monster hunter, I'll be your second. Like I promised you I would be if, I ever needed to do the old.
Yeah, I know, but fuck, man, that was nasty. That was, how many months?
It really was nasty. Like, even I feel a little bit dirty as a result.
Yeah.
Bothrick is
I look down.
You're
I
both
look
filthy.
down, and his
You're
toe
both
is
filthy.
like, just absolutely clean. It looks like it's.
I think we
It looks like it's.
I think we need another warning on this bloody episode now.
Yeah, there's definitely a new content warning. As somebody who fucking despises feet, like this whole level of RP is beyond. Like, I need a safety card at this point. Like.
Matt is playing the X card for the first time in his D&D career. He's discarded.
But Bothrick, thank you for this generous offer. Of course, we would be delighted and honoured. So, whatever we need to do, I am going to personally say we are not going to necessarily want to get too sidetracked from our current mission. But if we can do it along the way, that is very generous. I, however, would love to just go to sleep now. Apologies for cutting it all short.
There are plenty of hammock. If you just head up the little ladder there and across the small boardwalk, you will find where. And Callum sort of goes, we've already set up. I'll take you, Jewel.
Thank you.
To calm, just go before you all go. The reason I'm down here and the reason they're all penned up. She points towards the herd of Stegosaurus. Not sure if it's linked or not, but there's been strange. Well, there was these strange pulses of like energy coursing through the jungle. Like they had to very quickly herd up the Stegosaurus.
When did
Seems
this
to
happen?
calmed down now. Probably an hour or so ago it stopped. You've been traveling for an hour.
So that lines up to roughly what, can we assume that was possibly connected to what we were doing?
It's a safe assumption.
She lowers her voice and just goes, the timing of that may mean we had something to do with that?
I kind of figured it would be you dickheads doing something, but sure.
We just fucking cause chaos everywhere, don't we? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel like we should be called the Planar Chaos Agency.
I think that kind of sounds fucking sick though. I mean we have already franchised though is the issue. There's already multiple of our businesses. We would have to go and rebrand.
Maybe this is a side business or a subsidiary of.
Or a rebranding eventually, that's fine. Okay, I think we should be fine. However, probably we'll warn them to keep them locked up when we go again. Bothrick knows what we were doing, so hopefully at least they can understand that we're not doing this maliciously.
I go up to Edgious and I pull out my gavel of equity and I point to the Stegosauruses and I'm like, if I kill that big one over there, does that count? Or like, if I just knock him on the head?
I mean, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it does, but God, do I want to see you fucking go bonk that fucking thing. Dude, I heard, so right. When I was walking around earlier, I heard that apparently they sleep standing up. And apparently some of the teenagers like to gather and try and tip a Stegosaurus when it's sleeping. Maybe we could go do some Stegosaurus tipping later. Or maybe tomorrow or something, you know?
Yeah. So, like, like later on when we think they're sleeping, we'll just sneak up on them. And then has anyone actually witnessed anyone tip a Stegosaurus?
Well, apparently there's rumors that, like, I heard this snotty-nosed kid called fucking Elrond. He was like this snotty-nosed, and he was like, he definitely looked like the ringleader of the fucking group. And he was like, yeah, my dad definitely tipped over a Stegosaurus the other night. And he was like boasting about it. So I don't know if we can trust that guy, but shit, I think you and I could give it a try. I don't see why
I'd love to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Does that also count? Does Stegosaurus tipping count toward like being a monster hunter?
No, but I'll tell you what it does count towards.
Go on.
Our memories in our friendship.
Yup. I'm in.
And we wonder why we are often thrown out of most villages and towns.
It is amazing how Kavan and Edgious have survived this long.
Thank God we bumped into Jewel and Lex when we fucking did. Kavan, I will meet you down there in like 30 minutes, because, I mean, they're making some like snoring noises already. I just need to talk to Callum. Me and him just need to go and do something. When I get back though, let's go tip some Stegosaurus? Stegosaurans?
Where's the apostrophe go? Does it go after the sus or before the sus?
What the fuck is an apostrophe?
The thing. You went to school, dude. You know the thing.
Yeah, but I write like poetry. I learned the rules so long ago that I now just break them flippantly for the pure creative and dude, what I write when I write is so creative that it transcends the bounds of writing laws. Do you know what I mean?
No, totally. Yeah. You're playing jazz with your pen. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yaz. I'm playing Yaz.
Remember, the hand walks past and you just hear, I've heard some bullshit in my time.
I would like to fist bump Kavan, and then I'm gonna go over to Callum and engage him in conversation. If anyone else wants to do anything, go for that. We'll handle my shit.
So I'll say Callum has taken Jewel to the sort of where you're all set up and various hammocks. Sort of, this one's mine, and then the calm is sort of taking that one. I imagine just wherever you want. Hang your hat, so to speak. I know you don't wear a hat, but you know what I mean. I think Edgious is calling me. I'll be back in a second, Jewel.
No worries. Is there a fairly sizable branch above all of these hammocks?
You're in a big-ass treehouse. There's a lot of fucking branches, yeah.
I think Jewel's probably just going to climb up to one where it's big enough for her to sort of lay down or curl up on, and actually get her bedroll out and lie up there. For some reason, feels a little bit nicer. Probably due to the fact that it's out of the way, and certainly in the jungle she's not had the great experience. So it's a mixture of protectiveness, but also trying to be, in a sense, one with nature as well. So yeah.
Excellent stuff. You managed to settle yourself down.
And she has spent the last 28 hours, of which one of them was a short rest. The rest of the time she's been racing through the jungle. So she probably does not stay awake long and just goes to sleep.
Very good. Kavan, what are you doing in this moment?
toward the treehouse, towards Callum, and I just go over to the little like enclosure where the Stegosauruses are, and I just walk over there and start trying to like communicate with them by making weird noises like brr, and then I
Please make me an animal handling check.
Oh my god, nat 20, Tom, we need it.
let me see. Let me see. Let's see. I think I've got pretty good animal handling. Do I or not? No, I don't really. That's a big 10.
A big 10. One of the larger ones with a calf next to it, just sort of its head raises, sort of tilts to the side, looking at you quizzically, and then goes back to chewing on the grass.
I think he understands me. Yeah. So I just kind of put one leg over the little corral and like sit on the fence, and I contemplate whether I want to try to like break one of them just in case they're wild and they buck or anything like that. Thinking that that might be a way to like tame them and have him as my own like traveling companion.
I will point out at this point, this pen is at all times guarded by at least 3 members of the hand. So there's 3 members of the hand just looking at you like, the fuck are you doing?
I go to one, I turn to one of them and I'm like, so if I were to just grab its neck and just hang on and like kind of kick my heels into its side, would it rear up? Would it like buck? Would the back legs go up? Like, how does it actually work if I just wanted to like make one my friend?
The one you approach is sort of this tiefling individual with just covered in these hides and has this wide brimmed hat, and they just sort of flick that at him and look at you. Not necessarily the smartest idea there, pal. I mean, it's not the necks you need to worry about, it's the tails. You get hit by that tail, that's going to skewer you good and proper.
Okay, so if I wonder if I, like, instead of on the top of its neck, I rolled around to the bottom of its neck, like I was hanging on it upside down, but like hooking my feet in as well so it couldn't tell me. Would that kind of work?
What? I'm still failing to see the point here. What is it that you're trying to achieve with these here?
No, traveling companion, like just someone that would like help me or just help us like carry stuff, or like if we needed an additional, it's not technically an additional pair of hands, but like, someone to just muck in just in case we had some extra work to do or that type of thing.
I mean, they're not the smartest of beings generally. They just tend to graze and migrate, and hence we managed to corral all this whole herd, and then we use them as, well, trade, livestock, bait every now and again.
We had like these moose things in Union City. We left them, but like this is kind of like a replacement thing. I think the group would really appreciate it if I could actually have one. Like, do they have names? Do they respond to names? Sui.
Oh yeah, so we've got Stella, Sue, X, A, 2. That one's 69 just there. You've got Bob, Jeff, Tiddlywink, Sticker, and this little one here is Snicks.
I like to think that X sounds like DMX. It's like, I kind of fancy Tiddlywinks.
And despite Tiddlywinks' name, this is one of the biggest Stegosaurus in the fucking pen.
Yeah. I just, as I'm talking to this tiefling, get up on the top rail and, like, literally Superman dive for its neck and, like, hang underneath its neck. And I'm like, Tiddlywinks, I'm Kavan. I'm here. No.
Make me an
problems.
acrobatics check, please.
Does Tom also know what a Stegosaurus is? I fear we might be entering the same territory that we entered with me. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you were feeling that map. I was like, wait. Do you know what
I was
Stegosaurus is,
slowly
Tom?
getting there. I'm gonna.
Is it athletics?
Yeah, athletics, please, or acrobatics, either one.
Acrobatics or athletics? Let's go athletics. That's a 26.
Excellent stuff.
Jesus
So with
Christ.
a 26, you spring and grab hold of this giant Stegosaurus bull's neck. And it's thick. Like, even for Kavan, you have to sort of... You can only get your hands so far round. For anybody that's not seeing... I mean, Dave put it up on screen last time, but there we go. Bodhi's shown. So, you managed to wedge your hands and your arms so far around this neck, but you can feel like you're not going to be able to hold this too long. And at this point, the Stegosaurus begins to roar and growl and begins to swing its neck left and right, trying to throw you off. I would like you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please. You notice the tiefling at this point leans over to Bothric. I got 20 gold on Tiddlywink.
That's a 16.
16. You do manage to hold on. Bothric then just sort of takes out 20 gold.
TW.
I will take this bet.
Come on, settle down, TW. I'm Kavan. And then I actually start trying to commune with it, like really trying to, like, I close my eyes and I really try to make some sort of connection with this Stegosaurus, almost like I would do when I'm trying to commune with, like, Moro. You know, really try to have like almost like a telepathic communication.
Telepathetic's probably right. Oh,
We can't
there
hear
we go. Strange bird noises in the jungle.
A mimic bird is heard nearby.
There's a kenku sat on the wall there. Just...
So as I'm losing grip, I'm like trying to be like, yo, I'm your friend. Let's work together. We can do this. We can be buddies. We can be partners. We can be a dynamic duo. Trust me now. And I'm just trying to like soothe it, really like use like soothing language, like Stegosaurus whisperer language. I want to be the Stegosaurus whisperer.
I mean, you've jumped on this bull's neck, so I am going to ask for an animal handling check with disadvantage, please.
Come on, that's funny.
Disadvantage fucked us. Let's see. Animal handling. That's a 9.
A 9. I would like you to make me another dexterity saving throw, please.
Hold on.
Okay. All right. That's a... What's my dex? That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You try and soothe Tiddlywink, but you can almost see the pupils in the eyes have just shrunk. And it's pure adrenaline driving this creature right now as it continues to buck and try to throw you on. Somehow your strength and your dexterity just allows you to hold on to the neck. Yeah, imagine the tiefling individual at this point. Just make that 30 gold pieces. I don't see him holding off much longer.
And I'm just like, shh. We got this. Shh. And I'm just like trying to like verbally caress it to settle down, to just literally calm down a little bit.
At this point, the whole herd's beginning to get a little bit agitated. And very ready. I will ask for one more animal handling check.
Come on, Tom. Nat 20. Nat 20, baby.
Oh, shit. That's a... Let me see what my animal handling is. That's a 19.
With a 19, there's a moment where you sort of... As you're clinging on, there's a moment where it bucks and tries to throw you, and your hands just dig into a certain point. It's sort of in between these plates on its neck and just into sort of a little point at the base of its skull, and you press in, and it's almost like it just goes limp for a moment, and its head bows, and sort of you drop to the ground.
There we go. You're good, Tiddlywinks. You're good, girl. Good, Tiddlywinks. I turn to one of the.
That ain't no girl. That's a bull.
Okay, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. I turn to him and I wink and I'm like, you got a rope? Throw me a rope.
Hell no. You're on your own, cowboy.
Tiddlywinks, you alright? You alright? And I slowly try to get up onto the top side of its neck.
Very good. You climb up. And as you sit, sort of, you manage to try and wedge yourself between these armour plates that stick up on its back. And there's a moment where you sort of settle there. Tiddlywinks still calm.
It's a good boy. Let's see if we can figure this out.
Any better. You are sat there, and it is all calm, and then you just hear this as a spiked tail smacks you across the side of the head, and I rolled a natural 20. So you are going to take I'm gonna have to fucking figure that one out. 2, 3, 4. Oh, bollocks. Get out. 5, 6. 10, 15, 19, 30. You're going to take 48 points of piercing damage as this tail smacks you, knocks you headfirst into the dirt. And Tiddlywinks then just sort of stands atop you, and its head just looms down above you. With your animal handling check of 19, you get the impression that you're almost there, and there's a sort of test going on at this point.
Just give me a second, Tiddlywinks. Ow. Is that part of the ritual? I turn to the tiefling and I'm like...
Tiefling just sort of looks at you. You're on your own, boy. You entered into this. This is all you now.
I pull up, just as I'm lying there, a tuft of grass, and I just hold it up. And I'm like, ugh. How's that?
As you hold up the tuft of grass, Tiddlywinks sort of lean down. And this big old tongue just comes out and licks up your arm, around your hand, and then pulls, like, with strange dexterity of a tongue. And I'm making shit up for a Stegosaurus here, because who the fuck knows what they do. The tongue just sort of wraps around this tuft of grass and pulls it into its mouth, and it just sort of sits there, stands there, observing you with nonplussed attitude, chewing on the grass.
Good boy. Good boy. I grab some more, and I'm like, you take this. This is called a peace offering, and I'm gonna be friends with you. We're gonna be friends. And I just kind of stroke the underside of its neck. And I'm like, you're a good boy. I'm a good boy. We're gonna be friends. I'm not here to hurt you.
Bothrick sort of calls over. I think it might be time for you to exit the pen now. We have first aiders on hand.
Okay. Tiddlywinks, I'm gonna come back later. I start crawling, and I just duck under the last rung of the corral fence, and I turn around, and I'm like, I actually grab another tuft of grass, and I just reach out to see if he'll come toward me.
Tiddlywinks just sort of slowly comes over and grabs it with its jaw, and then starts chewing again.
And I just stroke the top of its like snout thing, and I'm like, "That's a good boy. That's a good boy. I'm gonna come tomorrow. And we're gonna do this again, and you're gonna get to know me. I'm Kavan. and you're Tiddlywinks, and you're gonna be my friend, and we're gonna help each other. And then I just like back away, and I turn to the tiefling and I'm like, fuck you.
The tiefling.
Go claim your 30 gold off
The
that
tiefling takes his hat and just sort of then holds the bag of gold out to Bothric. And Bothric's just like, I will take my winnings.
Yeah, you will. I'll be back
Bothric
tomorrow.
leads you back into the tree house to go and have your various wounds tended to where this spiked tail has just fucking mauled you. Very good. I imagine you then, once you've been tended to, settle down for the evening, when we are left with Edgious and Callum then.
So Edgious is gonna like be like, hey,
What's up, my friend?
I need you to help me with something, and
Oh?
we need to do it when none of the others are around. I need you to
I mean, they're all gone to sleep now, so if you wanted to do it, we can do it now. What is it?
Perfect. Follow me. And I will go to the tavern that me and Bothric were in originally. I'll walk in. I imagine it's
Tavern.
empty. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically a small room with a couple of strange keg-like things and a makeshift bench. But it's the drinking establishment of the treehouse.
Do you have a? I'll say to the barkeep. Do you have a like janitor's closet?
The barkeep, which is a halfling individual, just looks. Janitor's closet.
Yeah, like do you have a
Fuck you,
place
it's
where
better than
like a mop, like a place where you keep the mop and shit?
Are you looking to do some cleaning up, or what?
No, I'm just needing an isolated room where me and my friend here could partake in an activity that I've yet to disclose to him.
Tell you what I'll do. You sit in here, and I'll disappear outside.
Do you have anywhere more confined, or is this the only
We're
one?
literally in a treehouse. It's probably about as open as you get.
Yep. So no locked in rooms. I need a room that I can seal is what I'm looking for. If you could point me in the direction of that, we'll head that way and we'll stop bothering you.
I suppose there's what's used as a counting. No. In fact, go to the tanning room. That's usually closed up. And points you just
Perfect.
round the corner.
I'll lead Callum to the tanning room, not telling him anything of what the plan is on the walk.
Callum just sort of wanders on.
When we get there, I will
What is-
get in the room. Go on. No, go on, Callum, please.
I was just going to ask, like you led me into a dark room here. I thought you were going after to calm me personally, but I'm open to all things, of course.
You know what? First of all, I fucking knew you'd say that, you salty sea dog. You are a filthy bastard, Callum, and I love it. I fucking love it. You fuck a skeleton. You are sick. You are sick, my guy. I fucking love it. You are fucking wild. No. And Edgious will, and I will shut us like in the leather tanning room. I'll do like a modified firebolt, and I'll like light some things in there to like give us.
Oh, there's a
some light.
candle that you can light
Oh,
easily.
perfect. Yeah, perfect. And I'll look to him. I'm like, okay. So, the reason you're here is because, other than Lex, who is currently busy, you are the most proficient with the arcane, right?
Yourself, but
What? Well, I'm
Okay.
pretty average. Yeah, my discipline is what's lacking, and that's why I need you.
I've never
you-
been called disciplined before. But sure, let's. What is it you need?
How do you feel about abjuration? Like, defending people with magic, like blocking abilities and things like that. What's your appetite for that kind of stuff?
If you're asking me to protect those that I care about, then 100%.
I mean, do you have the ability to, I don't know, say, for example, protect me in an astral state, as in myself not in my body? Or could you protect, like, at minimum, my mind or something from being penetrated while I'm not here?
Callum looks very confused and sort of searching his... I'm not... maybe?
Look, if you haven't done it before, you know the shield spell? I was wondering if
Yes.
you could try and modify the hand symbol, because often, you know, this one is to denote body and, like, protecting someone's body, but often when we do mind-based things, you swoop upwards. I was wondering if you might be able to try and modify the shield spell to protect my mind while I do what I'm about to do.
Callum sort of takes a moment and just closes his eyes, places his hand over that new brand on himself.
I know I'm asking
I
for a
don't
lot,
know if
Callum.
I can do the... No, I appreciate what you're saying. Look, I think maybe not shield, but maybe I can tweak an ability I do have around holding individuals, and maybe I can repel rather than hold.
Either repel or hold me, like whatever it needs to be. Like
This I can do.
I trust you to make the right decision there of what you think is best. But look, I'm going to tell you this right now. We are about to do something that's not been authorized by Lex. It's not been okayed by Jewel. I haven't even spoken to Kavan about it. So we are going completely off the rails, and I'm asking you to trust me, which means you will be a party to what I'm about to do. If you don't want to be a party to, I fully understand, and you can leave. But I wanted to let you know that, like, I think you're my best shot of ensuring that this goes well.
Well, I do love a party.
Edgious will sit down on the ground, relieving his pack from his back, and he will reach deep into the confines of his pack. I'm going to pull a couple of different things out. So I'm going to pull out my my Defender Wakizashi, and basically try and imbue it with that shadowy kind of essence, almost as like a totem to the boatman. Then I'm going to pull a moon petal out and put it on the katana, on the Wakizashi, for Nimue. Finally, I'm going to pull from my pocket, from my bag, Klein's Mirror Shard. I'd be like, okay, Lex, I'm going to find him. And I'm going to find out what he's planning. I just need you to protect me, okay?
I'm not Lex, I'm Callum, but I appreciate the
Oh,
confusion.
shit, sorry. I meant Callum, my apologies.
It's okay. This feels like a tense moment for yourself, so I'm here for you.
Yeah, I'm a bit flustered. Sorry, I'm not sure if you heard. I killed a whole ass T-Rex earlier, so a little bit tired.
You do look a little bit tired.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, do you remember back when we were in Dryad's Gate, Callum?
Numerous times, yes.
You remember how we got that scroll that was scrying, and we were? I was able to go and see Klein.
I do.
Well, I haven't told anyone, but I've been practicing that spell a lot in my spare time, as in going over the components and the gestures and everything. And I think I'm ready to give it a try. So today's going to be the test, and if we're successful, we might be able to use me for more good than I've probably ever been to this team prior to this moment. Okay.
Okay.
Edgious will then close his eyes as he like slowly brings his hands together and begins performing like almost hand gestures in like time with one another as like a crackle of almost shadowy lightning kind of like appears between his hands, and he is just going to disappear consciously. His body is going to lift from within himself and turn into this small little scrying orb, as Edgious will for the first time ever cast scrying now that I'm level 13.
Nice.
And I would like to cast scrying as I hold the shard of Klein in my hand. I would like to scry him. Now, as far as I'm aware, based on the new scrying spell, he has to hit a 19, but he has a -9 to the roll.
Yes, you've got a possession, and you do
have extensive knowledge.
Yeah, we'll give you the extensive knowledge. We'll give you that. And that is a what save? It's a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom save, yes. And he has to be a 19.
Okay. Which way does that go? That way. Okay.
Oh, do you know what? For shits and giggles, Matt, I will do my sorcerer's like thing, the innate sorcery, which means twice per long rest. He's got to roll, so it's a 20. He's got to roll instead. My spell casting save goes higher. It's a 20.
Okay. You create this scrying orb, which, as you cast and create, winks out of existence, soars across Ardalia at a speed unseen before, and heads across the continent of Enoeth. And with your little sort of scrying orb, you can see through it, and you see the westernmost coast. Always fucking that up.
Yep.
You come across, you see the top of Union City, and the orb continues to fly around, and then you notice it sort of gets very erratic, and is just searching and searching and searching, until eventually the spell fails.
Fuck's sake.
As I rolled a 21.
Ooh, fucking hell.
Son of a bitch.
So, yes. You threw me a right curveball then. I had to go pull up Klein's stats.
Let me just see if I've got anything that might fucking help me in this situation. I don't think I've got anything else that's going to lift my fucking saving throw to give me that. No. Yeah, okay. Cool.
It's a bloody nice try, though.
As I come back to,
really good try.
I will, considering, the next thing I had, Matt, was gonna fucking unlock everything. Oh, God, I was about to bust the whole motherfucker open. Okay. Edgious will wake back up, and look at Callum, as I imagine Callum is, like, stood ready to, like...
You actually notice Callum is there, and his hands are outstretched above you, and there is just shadow radiating around you.
I will look up to him and I'll go, fuck! Sorry, dude.
Shit. Sorry. What? Did I do it wrong?
No, I fucked it up. I should have waited till I was fucking less tired. Fuck's sake, I fucked it up again. Fuck! I thought I was ready. And Edgious will pack the moon petal back into his little pouch of moon petals. We'll sheath the wakizashi and we'll stand up. And we'll walk so me and Callum are parallel.
We can try this again though, surely. It's not like a one and done thing.
Look. Clearly I'm not fucking ready yet. I thought I fucking was. I thought I'd fucking done enough. I'm sorry that I let you down and everybody down. I really thought I had something with this.
Edgious. How have you let any of us down? literally don't know what you were trying to do there. We're all here. We're all alive. I mean, Kavan just got wrecked by a Stegosaurus, but...
Look, what I was planning on doing was I was going to see where he was. Not only where he was, but... I don't know. It feels like recently, you guys have just got me back on track with everything. It feels like, in the last couple of months, since the fucking Feywild the first time when we came and saved your ass, since we busted you out of Dodge, I don't know. Something came back to me recently. This, innate sense. I want to call it some sort of, shadowy insight. And... I don't know, it just made me feel like a detective again. It made me feel like I would be able to just, know things. If I could just see him and where he was, I would be able to work some stuff out and, contribute, other than just being the guy who, sits at the back and shoots the sword and says the funny thing. I don't know, I just thought I would be able to support the team better so that when Lex came back, not only had I become a monster hunter and had a book that could help us, but I had information on Klein and, I don't know, I was hoping to give something, because everyone's giving so much, and sometimes I know you guys love me, and I know that, you put up with my shit, but sometimes I just don't feel like I'm contributing enough to supporting the objectives here, and I just wanted a foothold in. I wanted to give us the edge. Finally, instead of being 3 moves behind, we're 1 move behind. I don't know. I was just trying to give us an edge, man. Excuse the pun.
Edgious, I've been with all of you, perhaps as only slightly longer, actually, than yourselves and Kavan. You owe nothing to anybody here. The only person you owe this information to, I suppose this fact-finding mission, is yourself. Nobody thinks less of you for not being able to complete this. I certainly don't. From what I've heard of Klein, they are a powerful individual, and maybe it'll take time. Maybe we need to be lucky. Maybe it's a stroke of fate. I don't know, but we're all in this together.
Can I be honest with you, Callum? Really fucking honest with you?
Of course.
It wasn't for everybody. It was for Jewel. Ever since Jewel and I, had that spat back on the ship, I think I've just been feeling bad. Like I did them dirty. I don't know. Jewel is such an amazing person with this morality that is unwavering and always right. They're this compass that always knows where north is, and north is always good. I don't feel that myself, and I wanted to make, I don't know, maybe make Jewel, not as, I don't know. I'm not sure if there's anything still there, but I just wanted Jewel to, I wanted her to know that I'm trying as well, and I don't want her to feel like she's alone in some of this, and that, I don't know. I just wanted to do right by her, and I didn't want to let her down tonight, but I guess you're right. We can try again. I mean,
Edgious,
if you're willing, I'm down to try it again. Now, maybe every night until we get it right, if you're willing. If you're, again, I'm asking a lot, Callum. You're just a fucking guy who has his dick out when I wake up, and we're friends. But you don't owe me being around here for this either. You don't owe me for this either.
Edgious, I understand. I see what it is. Look. Yes, I act a fool, as much as you do. But I care for the people in this group. There is nothing against you telling the people you love that you love them. It doesn't have to be romantic. It doesn't have to be ground shaking. The very fact that these bonds of friendship exist is the very reason that whatever evil is out there, we are here fighting it together. Not for the world, despite what is going on, not for glory, not for riches, simply for each other.
Yeah.
Jewel has had her fair share of trauma, as you have.
Yeah. I just, I'm so good at, I fucking slap at some of the love languages. Like, I'm really good at telling people I love them. I'm really good at, hugging people and, fist bumping people and showing love physically. But, like, I don't know, I just wanted to do an act of service or a gift, maybe just this once. Look, if you're willing...
Maybe just talk to her. Look, I'm happy to help you out on this spell. As long as you need me to. But it feels like there is something you need to air with Jewel and just put to bed.
Yeah, maybe when I get this right, I can finally tell Jewel that I'm sorry. But let's try again. And Edgious will pull his katana out, put it back on the ground, moon pedal down, mirror in hand. But Matt, I do not want to even try to succeed. I want to say that Edgious forgoes a long rest and spends all night with Callum, trying and trying and trying and trying and just doesn't give up. And the sun rises and he just keeps trying. And eventually when the sun does rise and we can see it coming under the door, Edgious probably would, dismiss Callum and say, we'll try again tomorrow, and just let it be and just know that he's going to try again tomorrow.
As per scrying rules as well, if you fail, you cannot cast the spell for 24 hours. Yes. And that sheer realization, there is a moment where I think exhaustion probably takes you and you do dismiss Callum and he sort of opens the door and just looks back at you and we all care for you, Edgious. Just remember that. And Callum goes on his way. As everybody rests or casts spells, attempts to cast spells, reels from the last 24 hours, I'm going to say, astral plane and all. I'm going to cut to a dark room.
Dirty fuck, you filthy bastard.
A very dark room. Barely any light in here at all. And a shadowed figure standing around a strange, shadowy essence.
They have passed the next threshold, the jungle answered, just as you said it would. The shard sings, the codex stirs. They believe these visions they've been granted are guidance. They do not question the shape of the path, or who laid it. The third piece lies ahead. They move closer by the hour. I will ensure they reach it.
And with that, we are going to go to break.
Fuck it! I would have felt that out of my head there! Fuck! Son of a bitch! Fuck!
We'll be back in a few.
Nice one, Matt. Fuck.
Welcome, Raiders. Thank you for the raid. You missed it by about 2 seconds. The big old break cliffhanger. Which I'm more than happy to play again, seeing as we got Raiders. Do we want to listen to it again? Should we do it again?
Yeah, run it again.
Even louder. Play it a little louder.
Play it a little louder. Okay, we can do that as well. Yeah. You're going to have to wait for me to open the... There we go. Let's bump that up. And then, so, as we closed our break, there was a cutaway to a shadowy figure, humanoid in nature, standing around this strange, shadowy essence. As then we heard
They have passed the next threshold, the jungle answered, just as you said it would. The shard sings, the codex stirs. They believe these visions have been granted our guidance. They do not question the shape of the path, or who laid it. The third piece lies ahead. They move closer by the hour. I will ensure they reach it.
Shit.
Fuck's sake.
Fuck my ass.
Of course, nobody in character knows that was said or that happened. You all wake to the sound of bird song, strange jungle creatures, Stegosaurus grunting, and the sound of Kavan wincing and moaning as he sort of gets up in the morning. Everybody's had a long rest, so fully healed with all the first aid that was then dealt to him. But at the same time, there's bruises. You did not rest, so no. You
And I'm happy to
technically
keep my levels of exhaustion for sure.
Well, technically, because you've not rested, I don't know whether that's another level of exhaustion.
Ooh, that's actually a cool mechanic, Matt. I actually kind of fuck with that, you know. Dude, even if it isn't, let's do it. I think that's fucking
Let's do it. Okay,
a third
cool.
level. I'll
So,
take a
yeah,
third level.
well, considering you've been attempting to cast the scrying spell all night, you are worn out. Like, just the pure energy trying to bleed into this spell, you take another level of exhaustion.
Sweet.
The smell of cooking meat reaches your nostrils as a familiar face greets you in your little area of repose. As Lex sort of sits there, waiting for you all to wake up.
From above, from one of the branches, go. Morning, Lex. How are you doing?
I am good, I think. Yeah,
Is that
we'll go
Lexi
with good.
boy? I reach out. I look out the window. Lex, how good are you at? Do you know anything about Stegosauruses?
Nope.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, it's good to see you, man. I think we might have. Maybe not. I'm not sure if I'll be able to pull it off. But what are you cooking down there?
I'm not cooking anything, but there's some meat. I mean, there's another lizard. Did you all eat lizard last night? That's all anybody seems to cook around here. Lizard.
It feels
a little bit weird as a snake
lizard person
eating lizard. Yeah.
I thought that
it's
too.
a bit weird.
Lex, I'm sorry. I was so tired last night. Someone handed me a lizard, and I literally just ate it. I was starving.
I mean, it's not like you ate me. We're all good. But you all look a little bit fucked. So here, and Lex is going to cast aid on all of you.
Which is plus 15 now?
Bear with, because as per usual, I clicked on another link when I should have been on that tab. So, let me just bring up Lexi Boy. View. So, spells. Aid. He's going to cast it at 4th level, which means every... So, how many is that? That is up to 3 creatures within range. So, that's going to be Jewel, Kavan, and Edgious. You each get 15 hit points.
Nice.
And is it 10
So your max hit points... No, your hit point maximum increases by 15, so you can do that by... you can actually do that on D&D Beyond.
Modifier, yeah.
Max HP modifier.
Wow.
And yes.
That's huge.
So we'll... Sorry, that is a 4th level aid.
Nice. I'm not fully there, so my max doesn't go up, but we'll take it.
No, your max goes up.
Your max still increases.
Oh, really? Ooh.
Yes, and you also... So your maximum potential hit points increases, but you also would go up by 15 points.
Fantastic. Thank you, Lex. as always, you are the G.
I jump down and I just say, how's stuff with your brother? Because I heard he was kind of complicated.
We're all family. All of us. I said this before, we're all family. Jewel, I'm glad to have you back. It's gonna take time, but my mom is... My mom's here. And she's
That's really good.
alive.
Yeah. Is it like all like you remember it, or is it?
No,
It can't be.
No.
No.
this is not where I grew up.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome to have your mom, though, isn't it? I mean, I wouldn't.
Considering
I
I
wouldn't
thought
really
they were
know,
all
but-
dead. Yeah.
Yeah. Good to have you back. And if we need, again, Edgious was not very. Like your brother sounded like he was. I'm not sure if he was like a straight up bully or like just that's how he usually is or not. But like, if he needs an
I'm gonna
attitude adjustment,
punch Kavan in the arm as hard as I can.
Ow! Shut up! What the fuck was that for? You said it like it wasn't a secret. You were telling us. You were reporting to us. Fuck! Ow!
Lex, look, dude, we love you and this space, and we want to respect it as much as we can. With that being said, we want this space to respect you because, you're awesome, and everyone should respect you because you're a fucking time wizard, and, anyone who carries a spear, in my eyes, is not really up to snuff against a time fucking wizard, but that's neither here nor there. So I just, I'm... Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. But, do you want us to, like, meet your mum and, like, like we did with Jules' family, or do you want to save that? Because we have something we need to do out in the forest. Do you want to save that for later today when, certain circumstances are more applicable?
Mom's alive, but broken. If that makes sense.
Oh man.
Like up here or like physically?
Yeah, up top.
oh, Alex, I'm sorry.
I did what I
approach
could.
Lex, and I give him a big bear hug. Like too hard though. I really squeeze him, like, because I'm not sure how to be like emotionally balanced in this moment. And I just like, hey man, I'm really sorry. And I just clench as hard as I can, try to like keep him safe in my mind.
I think as he's doing that, Edgious will look at Jewel, like shrug, and then walk over and join the big hug and be like, "Sorry, Lex."
Yeah. Joel will jump down and,
I'm gonna have to roll that again.
move in on this.
So as you all close in on a hug around Lex, as he's stood rigid, and you can feel the tension in him.
Callum, please tell me that is the fucking handle of your sword against my leg.
Figured that was going to happen, so I've rolled
How the
percentile
fuck did
dice
you get
for
between the two of
Lex's
them?
chaos magic. Where are we? So yes, in that moment then, as you all hug him, and Lex loses just a small modicum of control.
Can we, Matt,
Dave,
in any way,
roll
as
me
his
a
friend,
d6,
support him?
please.
Can we support him and take control of that, like, magic and try and absorb some of that as his, like, homies?
We'll see in a
Nah,
minute.
let it happen. 2.
Nah,
Two.
let it happen.
Kavan, as the first person into the hug, that energy channels into you. You are now hasted.
Ooh.
Nice.
As Lex just is there like, shit, sorry, tense night. I'll get a handle.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Oops. Lex, it's okay. I'm sorry, touchy subject, but we were coming for your brother to find what we were looking for. We however found something else, so I just want to confirm: does your brother have what we're looking for, or no?
I have not asked him, actually. You said you found something anyway.
Yes. Hey, how about maybe if you want, you come with us. We all have a look at it together. If it feels right, we go ahead. If not, we think of Plan B. Thoughts on that? Yes, Lex, we found a temple. Cog was very interconnected with it in some way, so hopefully you can understand a little more. We had an archway that came up. Nothing else really happened. It was edge of... I'm sorry, I could just... No.
Filthy. You...
Lex, Edgious was very brave, and he did take down a T-Rex, with just, mostly our help. But he
had the
did
long
it
arms.
You mean like K-Rex and points at Kavan?
Worse, way worse, but yes. Yeah.
Apparently he had longer arms than it had really... Did they drag on the ground? Did they have was it knuckle draggy arms?
Thankfully, never really saw it in that light, I'll be honest.
The elbows were disgusting.
Don't lick them.
Yeah.
Lex at that point is there like...
So, I'm all for, let's go back there, let's find out what it all meant. But if anyone thinks this is misleading us, is a side path, you know what I'm like. I want to complete this, but maybe it's the wrong way. So if anyone disagrees, we won't do it. Otherwise, let's go.
I mean, look, Lex, you really don't seem like yourself today. I'm not sure if
Edgious,
it's the
you
hair.
look like shit. Did you not sleep at all?
How can you tell?
My skull holes are darker than usual.
Yeah.
I've got panda
just
eyes,
squinted.
panda skull.
You actually have bags under your eyes in the bone. You look exhausted.
Yeah, dinosaur shit. Just really,
That is not wise for you to do that very often, then, is it? Just yet.
Well, that's why I kept it. I mean, I really wish I'd done it when all of you had been there. But, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, exactly that. But Lex, you don't seem like yourself today. The hair, the whole, you're looking... I don't know what it is, but you're fucking huge today, Lex. You're fucking, shredded. And I wanted to defer to you because, you're the one going through emotional and clearly physical changes. So... I just wanted to understand what you wanted to do today. Do you want us to go distract you and us go kind of tackle something that might be a fun portal thing at a temple, or do you want to go hang out with the tree folk and do some tree folk shit today?
I kind of just wanted to check in with you guys first and see what happened last night. And you got Jewel, which is amazing. Sounds like, according to some of the hand, there's something you needed to go reinvestigate, which, though I'm happy to come along, but if not, I'm going to stay here a little bit longer and then I'll come meet you, probably bring Silas.
Do you know what? I think that's great. Only thing I would ask is maybe we can bring Cog. He seemed to be quite connected to it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, last night, weird shit happened in the camp area. Did you notice?
Yeah, we all got a bit distracted. There was strange pulses.
Yeah, so that probably was what we were doing. The timing seems about right. So it's probably best if you do stay here. You can maybe help them protect animals, livestock, people. I don't know.
I mean, the civilians.
At least reassure them that we've seen this shit before and that it hopefully won't be lingering if anyone gets hurt.
Oh, okay. I'll do that.
Great.
Lex, also, by the way, just so you're aware, the Planar Detective Agency is becoming the Planar Detective Agency times monster hunting team, because we're all getting our monster hunting licenses and some books that are going to help us with some shit. So,
I'm
just
on
wanted to give you a
level
heads
2
up.
already. All you have to do...
I've lost
Yeah.
track of the organizations
God.
we now belong to. There was, like, the Silent Hand of Syphilis. There was the Serpent's Hood.
Yeah.
Uh,
But this is part of the
super
company
cool,
now.
Lex.
We're not part of them. We're just going to take the license that they give us, and then we're going to make our own version of the Hand of Justice, or whatever they call it. And
Yeah.
The Hand of Justice.
maybe we
just
call it the Hand of Paragon.
Ooh,
That's like a
I
Justice
fucking
thing, yeah.
like that. I fucking
I like that
like
as well. I like that as
dude,
well. Yeah.
I like how on board you are with this straight away.
Yeah.
I'm really appreciating that.
It is really good
The
that we don't
initiation
get
is
sidetracked. That really helps our, ability to move
Yeah,
forward.
sorry, Jewel. You're right. No, we'd.
It's just...
You need to go do your shit. I've got my stuff to do. Yeah. Cool.
Look,
At this point, Callum comes in from one side and Takami comes in from another side. Both of them sort of rub their eyes a little bit. Anybody else sleep like shit?
Yeah. Kavan, just quickly before Lex leaves, explain to him what initiation is so that he can get that done while we're away, and then and Edgious is winking his bone at Kavan.
Yep. So, it's straightforward. It's just step by step by step. You just tick boxes, really. And so, if you're up for it, Lex, all you have to do, exactly. So I've already done it, and it's super
Same.
easy. And
I did it too.
Yeah. And I'm winking at Edgious. Basically, what you have to do. Do you see that pile of Stegosaurus? I don't know what that is. That brown stuff right there. That's kind of squishy. Yeah. Basically,
Looks like shit. Yeah.
I
it's
believe they
not
pronounce it dung.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, you just Superman dive right into it, and that takes you to level 2. And then once you get to level 2, then at that point, like, it's super easy as well. Like, we did it. I just did it yesterday, and I did it. I did it in the morning as well. Jules thinking
That's
about
why I was
doing
brown
it.
last night.
Yeah, that's why he's brown, and he's kind of still a little bit brown. Like, dude, you got some stuff behind your ear. I don't know what that is, but
Oh shit! Sorry. Yeah. Can you scrape that?
He doesn't have ears.
oh yeah, behind where your ear hole. Yeah. So anyway, I can show you how to do that. But on top of that, I'm like this close to having a Stegosaurus pet as well that will just like follow us and stuff. So there's a lot going on right now.
Joel has
really-
visions of walking through Union City with his Stegosaurus going in behind it and just causing absolute fucking
Our
havoc.
moose and Stegosaurus fucking
Jesus
entourage is
Christ.
sick, bro. That is crazy.
In the middle of the night, the 4 crew, Jules being really stealthy, and then there's Kavan walking along with his.
Fucking
whipping its tail.
She like
so
snaps out of the vision, like, oh my god, that's horrendous.
I can stay
have I
back with
done?
you, Lex. Yeah, I'll stay back with you, and we can, I can talk you through that, and I'll introduce you to Tiddlywinks as well. That close, like literally that close.
It feels like whatever Jewel and Edgious, like, that feels more important than diving in shit. Maybe we'll do that when you come back.
Lex, as soon as we're back, finding out what this is, it may be nothing. If there's anything you need from us, if there's anything, I feel lost in not being able to help you. I'm more about the stabby and the reading of shit, but that's about it.
No, look, I hate not being out there with you, but I just need one more day, a morning, or just a few more hours. Just try and figure this out, and then I'll be with you.
Take as much time as you need.
I'm going to put this to bed, and then we're going to go and get the Codex, deal with the Shrouded Lord, all that other shit we got to do, and then maybe I'll come back and have a family again.
One step at a time. Absolutely. Look, we can.
Cool.
We can be out of your
Do you
hair.
have lesser restoration, Rex? Rex? Yo, where's your other brother, Rex? I heard he had lesser restoration. Can I have some?
You really are tired. Goddamn.
Sorry, yeah, I'm slurring my words and shit.
I kind of like the name Rex, though.
Dude, I mean, you can always
Yes, again,
rebrand.
Nah,
Danny comes back. He's Rex now.
Mom.
Yeah, I just changed it on all the character art and everything. I'm just like, you deal with it.
Mom keeps calling me Alexis, so I think I'm stuck with Lex. Lesser restoration.
Or sexist.
Yeah. Do you know what? I can help you with that. What is it you need?
I currently have something that I believe, and Ed just turns and looks at the camera. I believe it is levels of exhaustion. Could thou remove a couple of those for me? And he'll look back at Lex.
No, I'm gonna have to pump that up. Like, lesser restoration doesn't quite work on that, but
Oh, greater?
greater.
You got it?
Greater. Yeah, I can do greater.
Edgious will put his arms up. Hit me with it!
Sort of tickles you under the armpits and casts greater restoration, which will clear you of 1 exhaustion level.
Bodhi, can I also point out I love the fact that you look at a metaphorical camera whilst on camera.
And look the other way.
And looks the other way. So anyone on the podcast, just imagine he completely turns 90 degrees and just stares at the wall. Is exactly what he does.
Well, I feel we need to now get Bodhi a second camera that we cut to.
Yeah. Which
I'll send in my feed.
I'm here for it. I'm here for. I'll have it. I'll have the button ready, and it will literally just be he just turns randomly sideways.
That's awesome.
Fucking
That would be
brilliant.
awesome.
Fuck's sake.
Amazing stuff. As Lex sort of does that and then pats you on the head. Good to go, buddy. That's all I can do for today.
I'll tap it on the shoulder. You're a fucking beast, dude. Dude, good luck with your moms and your brother, and we look forward to seeing you later tonight. Maybe we can have a meal. I know, Kavan is a good. He cooks a mean jungle haggis stew.
Yeah, and we've been killing the lizard
Weed rat
as well.
stew was right there.
Weed rat stew.
Yeah, so I look at Jewel and Edgious. I kind of want to stay with Stag, but if Lex needs time, then I could circle back, I guess.
I think it's wise. It'd be very useful to have you along with us.
Yeah.
More heads better than one.
Yeah.
Is totally the saying I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. 1 sec, and I make my way over to the corral, and I'm like, TW, and I hold a tuft of grass out.
One of the larger Stegosaurus wanders over. Do you know what? In fact, I can do this now. And
Good boy.
takes the tuft of grass.
Good boy. Can I use my haste ability to try to jump onto its neck and be like, okay, we're gonna. It's time to go, TW. It's time to go. We gotta go do some stuff.
You technically have advantage on dexterity saving throws, so I will give you advantage on an athletics or acrobatics check.
Oh, you're in trouble.
The funniest thing ever. I love it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with. I got a 16 plus. I'll go with athletics, so that's a 25.
Yeah, you bounce on top of Tiddlywink and actually manage to sort of situate yourself in front of the furthest most back plate, but just in that crook of the neck where the neck then lifts up. You sort of sat with your legs dangling down around the base of the neck here where it connects to the shoulders.
Yeah, and I'm just like, if you're ready to go, and I kick its left like haunch toward the corral gate to see if he wants to move toward that gate entrance.
And it moves, and Tiddlywinks begins sort of following your directions. Bothrek walks up at this point and actually hands you a rope. Well, if we're going to attempt this, then here. This might be easier.
I'm like, I just kind of rub the rope against TW, and then I'm like, this is not anything except to help us go in certain directions, big boy. And I just slowly wind it. I drop it on one side of its neck, and then I kind of swing it and catch it on the other side of its neck. And I'm like, good boy. And I look over to Bothric, and I'm like, can you open the gate for us?
Oh yeah, sure. And he just opens the gate, and what you notice is as he opens the gate, Tiddlywink sort of leads you and takes you out, and then Bothric leans towards another Stegosaurus and just tickles it under the chin, jumps up on its neck, pulls out another rope, loops it around, like, so, anybody want a ride?
Oh, well, yeah. Like Shrek and Donkey looking like, what the crap? Jewel is like... and so just jumps onto Bothric's.
Spot back here, Edgious. There's a big, like, just go in between the things. They're sharp, so be careful. It's
Edgious
okay.
will get on the back. I'll like scale up onto the back, and I'll get between two of the blades, and I'm like, oh, dude. I'm like, Kavan, unfucking tapped idea, bro. Look at these plates. It's literally shields either side of us. If we ever need to breach a building, we chuck some armor on this bad boy, and we can just go in. I'm protected from the sides. I can be arching. Lex can be fucking spell slinging. Jewel can be poofing about the place and fucking stabbing folks. It's gonna be insane.
Yep.
Dude, what a great idea. When did you train the... Oh, wait, I was meant to meet you last night. Yo, I am so sorry, dude. I completely forgot.
No. It's okay. Listen, do you want to invite... I'm happy for you to invite Takami up as well. Like, there's room.
Takami's already on the spiked tail bit, just sort of balancing on it, swinging around. Callum has climbed up next to next to Jewel, on Bothrek's Stegosaurus, and you all begin to tromp into the jungle now, and you find those little bits of cloth that have been tied and begin to follow the trail. So I'm going to ask Tom, roll me a d20. In fact, no, roll me a survival check, but at advantage.
Hell yeah.
Jewel is definitely looking around and appreciating the jungle now that the danger's gone and they can see.
That's rough, guys. I rolled a nat 1 and a 3.
Wow.
That gives me a 7 with survival.
So
sorry.
Can we give
Kavan starts to take the lead a little bit and then begins to lose way. At some point, Bothrek just leans in and goes, Kavan, turn Tiddlywink to the left before you get lost.
Oh, that way? Okay. And I yank.
The cloth leads this way.
Hang on, guys. And I just kind of kick it, both haunches, to see if Tiddlywink will like do a little gallop. Hang on.
As you all then
Hang on.
a little canter from the Stegosaurus. You're all being bounced left, right, and centre. You get back on the trail. I'd like everybody to make me perception checks, please.
Fuck's sake.
26.
Oh, thank you, Jay. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for that. Fuck's sake.
Yeah. I just rolled another nat 1.
Nice. Kavan
a
distracted,
9 for me.
just trying to control this Stegosaurus, and Edgious trying to hold on. But Jewel, your eyes are alert and looking round like you were chased through this jungle. You are nothing but on a swivel right now. And it's as you begin to get closer to the ruins that you notice in the brush and in the jungle floor, almost embedded and overgrown, little bits of metal, looks like. Maybe brass. Maybe an orb. Or a gear here or there. A wing. A mechanical arm. And it's at this moment you realise, as you get closer to the ruins, that dotted around are the corpses, the only word that comes to mind, of modrons. Creatures like Cog. Old. Overgrown.
Joel will jump off the Stegosaurus and will pick a couple of those bits up.
Takes a little bit of digging, but you manage to pull out sort of some gears and a wing. There is one orb that you try and pull out, but it's just embedded so much it's difficult to pull.
I'm going to take a few and think that if ever Lex needs these, or he can identify them, or they're of use in any way, then these might be interesting. But it makes sense as to why Cog was having a connection here.
Connection issue.
Yeah.
You mount back up. And slowly but surely, as you now continue to see these parts, bits and pieces, you eventually reach the ruin of the night before, with a new stone earth statue of what looks like Nimue, with a glowing petal in the centre of it. And it's now in the daylight you notice that in the stone there are metalworks, as well as the vines. The dais that you were looking at previously, now in the light you can see small gears actually litter the bottom of it, like the bottom half of the side where it raises up.
Guys, this looks like it has way more connection to Cog than we initially thought at night. Can I make I don't know, would it be a history check or something? Was any of this remotely there before? Did we just miss it in the night, or is it like moonlight?
Make me a
was
straight
hiding
intelligence check, please.
it? Intelligence, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You get the impression it's always been there. You probably just couldn't see it, and because it's not huge detail, it's just more obvious in the light where the metal then reflects that light.
This was... Well, I suppose it makes more sense that Cog had some sort of affinity or connection with it. But shall we all go in and have a look at the dais again? Try it again?
Yeah.
I will look after Stegosaurus here. I will let you go do what you need to do.
If you hear screaming from us all...
I will run other way. Don't worry, I know my
come in and
place.
help us.
I am just kidding. Of course I will come and see what is going on.
Hopefully we will be fine. But I've said...
You have Tyrannosaurus Slayer, though. You will be fine.
Oh, absolutely. Right, so Jewel will start walking up, going into the temple and going to look for the dais again.
I'll see something.
You go
moving.
into and you find that dais. Okay.
I was gonna say, Edgious spots something moving in the underbrush, and like takes like his wakizashi off his belt and like jabs it with the end of the thing. And Jim, the dude the astral scout that I'd hired, that we'd somehow fucking lost, comes out of the bush, and I'm gonna be like, Jim, what are you doing here? Oh shit! You came through the portal with us!
You stab into the body of Jim, remembering that Jim lost his head.
Yeah.
So there's this twitching corpse that seems to have just appeared. You stab into and you're like, ah!
Oh, Jim. Well, maybe you should have gone and lost your head then. And I'll sheath my sword and turn back around and go up the stairs with Jewel.
Very good. Jewel, make me an investigation check, please.
Cool. Investigation 27. Rolling really well tonight.
27. As you look around this dais then and find the gears, you notice that etched above the gears are runes, or runes is probably the right term, in a language. What languages does everybody speak?
Halfling, I think, is
Elvish, Halfling, Thieves' Cant.
Anarion.
Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, Orc.
Oh,
Okay.
Nice, Tom.
Edge?
I literally just halfling. Also, stunned that Kavan speaks more languages than Edgious. That is mad.
I mean, it's common and halfling for Edgious.
Yeah.
Okay. None of you can read this language in this moment.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But what you also notice with that very, very high investigation roll, Jewel, is that there are a number of what looks like constellation depictions inscribed around this platform as well.
Okay.
Are those constellations recognizable to things that, like, stories we would have been told about, like, our sky, or are those constellations referring to something that is maybe not of this plane in our sky, for example?
Make me a straight intelligence check, please.
Edgious.
I'll allow wisdom, actually, saying that.
That's fantastic. Edgious, revolted by the sight of Jim's corpse, someone who he'd hired and brought to their death, feeling the smallest amount of bad, rolls a 2. No, it's a 5,
2.
but it's a 2. Yeah.
Okay, very good. You don't know.
Anyone recognize these? I've never seen them before. I've heard of constellations, but this one looks like a fucking frying pan or some shit.
Well,
And-
Cog was...
You're not wrong, actually, Edge. I'll go with that one in a minute.
Cog was making some sort of constellation himself before. Can I look for the one that he was projecting?
You look for the symbol of a stag's head, the symbol of Anarion itself, and do not find it.
Yo, this one looks like a
Make
fucking
me an
guy with
intelligence
belt
or a
on it.
wisdom check.
Intelligence or wisdom?
This is so weird.
Say I'll do intelligence. That seems to be for her. And
All things look like
15.
things.
15.
How could that be?
50. So you look around these various different constellations. 3 in particular stand out that you are able to clearly identify. One is a bear. Ursa Major.
Yeah.
Big Dipper. There you go. Another one looks like a goat of sorts. And the third one appears like a serpent.
Okay.
Jewel, that one there? That looks like a belt that my friend Orion owns. That's so strange. What the fuck? That's so weird, man. I feel like I've seen that thing like 100. It's got the big old buckle on the front. That's so weird.
Okay.
No, that's something that you see. I've seen that. Remember when we were like camping outdoors? Like that's a. I've seen that. That's up in the sky at night. I've seen it. I think I've seen all those.
Kavan,
I'm
make
not
me
sure,
a
but-
intelligence or wisdom check, please.
Fuck, if we had Lex here, guys, we would be doing so much better right now.
It is a 16.
16. You start thinking about when you've been camping and that bear just sort of stands out to you, and you actually go and brush your hand over the top of it, and as you brush your hand over the top of it, the dais raises slightly.
Yo, did you see what just happened?
Yes, I did. Now, if I recall, the hologram thing that we saw before was higher than the dais was previously. Is that right?
Yep.
Kavan, whatever you're doing is brilliant. We need to raise the dais. Does it look like it needs to get raised more?
Yes.
We need to
Probably a third of the way.
We need to do that again. We need to get it higher.
I kind of try to repeat.
Yeah.
You stroke over the bear constellation and nothing happens.
It's a puzzle.
Which one did you do first, Kavan?
Did the bear.
The bear. I'll go over to the snake one and try what he did.
Brush your fingers over it. Dais raises another third of the way.
Edgious, hit the third one. That'll do it.
Oh, I got something for this third one. Edgious will drop down into a small 6-step bit of breakdancing over the third constellation, and then we'll stand up.
Very good. You sort of roll over the serpent then. Was it the serpent? No, Dave did the serpent. Sorry, you roll over the goat one, and it raises up enough so that you see a crawl space with a sort of tunnel leading down.
Oh.
Oh shit, another basement. Ugh, we're not... Oh, we're good, but it's not great. Going... It's kind of our fate, isn't it? Down is always down.
Look,
Could you think we could fit the Stegosaurus down there?
No, I think we're doing this by ourselves. Unfortunately.
Okay, it's just an idea. Just trying to help us out.
Let's just try and see where this leads.
Let's
And
try not
everyone
let this one
stays
corrupt our morality.
safe. Well,
Yeah.
yes.
Let's not murder people straight away. Let's talk to people if they're down there first.
Didn't happen. No, I don't know what you're on about.
Exactly, Jewel. Right, let's go. And Edgious will pull out his katana and walk ahead.
You have to sort of crawl in, and eventually then it almost forms a slide as you... And all three of you sort of tumble out onto this mechanical floor. Clockwork and brass and metalwork. There are 3 glowing areas on this flat astrolabe looking device, which is kind of like an orrery but flattened.
Cool. Hey, guys.
3 areas glow.
Wait. This looks really familiar to the orrery. We have got to be in the right place now.
Where's the bad guys? Where are they? Who am I fighting? Where? Jewel, can you see them? There's always people down in these things.
Can I see if there's any movement?
You see movement, but the only movement you actually see is the turning of gears within this astrolabe. But it's almost like they're just stuck turning, and there is, as you now look in the 3 areas, you notice there's 3 missing pieces, which means that these bits that are just turning will forever turn until this is complete.
Okay. And you said the 3 glowing areas?
Mm-hmm.
Do we recognize the shape of these glowing areas? As in, do we have any of the pieces that might fit into these areas?
I will say as you go over to these 3 areas, they are all uniform, and it all looks like they are half a meter wide gears that are missing.
Could I, Matt, possibly two solutions here, mold earth to make stone gears that could be placed into the place of that? If mold earth is not powerful enough to do that, which I can understand because it's a fucking cantrip, is there a chance I can make my mage hand fit in the gaps in a way so that it could possibly like activate and spin even just for a short period of time?
So I love the thinking. You mold earth, and it is quite literally soil, so it crumbles straight away. You try and wedge your mage hand in, and it too is not quite. You get the impression that whatever goes in here needs to be the exact thing. I would like everybody to make me perception checks, please. And sorry, Dave, I interrupted you there.
No, it was fine. It was to basically, presumably, a perception check to see, are these cogs laying around? Have they been taken out and are just lying around? So, oh wow, probably distracted with the room, but still 19.
Still a 19. When you have to say still a 19, yeah, I know. Kavan.
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
Oh,
Dirty 20, Edgious.
A 21.
Nice. All 3 of you now, slightly more tuned into what's going on, see that the subtle glows coming from the gaps where these 3 gears, cogs, need to be placed. You look up now at the ceiling, and there is the constellation of a bear, a goat, and a serpent above where these 3 gears are. You don't see any gears around you. But in this moment, Cog, who has been with you this whole time, because I forgot to say that earlier, Cog has once again come along with you.
Yeah.
Cog flutters down to each of these, and that central eye begins to glow again. And he points to the north.
What is it, boy? What you see?
No, he's not fallen down the well. Jewel is going to go and see what happens when she stands underneath one of these symbols and one of where this is. Don't think it's going to do anything, but it's just going to find out what she does when she stands there.
Okay, so as you stand above where this light's being projected out, it essentially projects itself onto you.
Oh, okay.
And the constellation is just sort of malformed over you.
So when the constellation's on the roof, we touch the constellations outside when they are being projected, and that activates the dais. Cool. Edgious is going to click and Misty Step, and then be ready, like in a cat position, because he's seen Jewel do it a bunch of times. And I'm going to cling onto the roof, and then I'm going to try and crawl along the roof to one of the symbols and try and touch it with my hand.
Okay. As your hand goes over, you can see the pinpricks of light that denote the stars just on your bones. This is merely light being projected.
Oh, shit! And I'll drop and just let myself just... and just go onto the ground. Bones, like a xylophone hitting the ground. Okay, my ideas are done. Anyone else got any fucking ideas?
Come on, Tom.
I mean, you know, when you look at stars and stuff, you can sometimes figure out where you are. I'm just wondering if, like, this is a way to calibrate where to go to find these, or I don't know, like.
What is Cog doing at the moment? again.
Cog is projecting light towards the north.
What is at the north of this mechanical
You're
floor?
in a chamber.
Can we see to the north? Is there a wall at the other side? Is it just like
Yeah.
a wall?
It is a circular chamber that you're in. Okay. So I've sort of given you north,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
Cog
cool.
is projecting light. Now you pay attention to said light, you see a picture depicted.
Ooh.
Or at least an image of sorts.
Okay.
A number of skeletons and bones in a clearing of sorts. And at the heart, in this light projected image, a patch of shadow or darkness in the shape of a gear that lies in the centre of this graveyard.
Do you think all three of these gears are here, or do you think we need to go find them and come back here? Or do you think there's a option C, which is we do something and that creates pieces that will be available for us to put in the gear spots?
Walking around, I presume I've already done this check. These cogs aren't there. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. I said that. They're not here.
They're not here. So,
nothing is here. This room is essentially empty apart from this mechanical apparatus that's embedded into the floor that you're walking on. It's almost like there's glass laid atop, or see-through marble, or whatever, or gemstone across, and you're walking across it. You can see the mechanical gears whirring below this, and you can walk atop it. But there are these three gaps that you, if you had them, you would be able to place gears into to complete the mechanism.
Amazing.
Three of those gears are missing. Glow's
this-
projected. Cog is
this
projecting an
image is-
image.
Yeah. And this image, does it look like almost like if, say, for example, we opened a portal here to, I don't know, mechanical realm, that we might be Mechanis, or whatever the fuck the plane is called that Lex comes from. Could we open a portal and then grab something from there and come back? Is that kind of like this image, is it showing us to another realm vibes?
It's showing you a lot of bestial-based skeletons in a clearing. It looks very much like the jungle, but there's a jungle clearing with a number of skeletons, and in the centre, looks like it's possibly buried, is this dark area where the gear is supposedly shown.
So I reckon we gotta get out this joint and we gotta go find that fucking gear. But my only issue is this. That slide was like fucking greased. It felt like someone had rubbed pig fat on that motherfucker as we came down here. I'm not entirely sure how we get out of this room, guys.
is there an obvious way out?
Make me an investigation check, please.
And I think there was another question.
Gonna make this the last two things for this evening.
Well, yeah, it's dirty 20, and also for the investigation check, but also in moving Cog around, does that image he's projecting either make sense to us or align with anything in the like, for instance, is he projecting 3 cogs and we can point him to the floor?
Cog will not move.
Cog won't move. And so what is he projecting? Let's do that first
Fixed,
before.
pointing north,
Yeah.
projecting this jungle clearing with a number of skeletons, bestial-like skeletons, and in this light projection there is a dark area which looks like it's the shape of a gear.
We need to go and find this area in the jungle, wherever this is.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
with your
think-
investigation check, you notice a small button at the bottom of this slide that you seem to have come
I
down.
shall push it because buttons are fun.
Stairs appear.
There we go. Right, everyone commit this image to memory. We need to find out where this is.
Yeah. I can find this.
Jules actually going to also sketch it very quickly. Try and get the way it looks, the perspective. It's very very crude, graphite drawing, but we'll try and get that.
There we go. With Jules' forgery skills, then you get a near perfect drawing, and the minute you finish that, Cog just sort of, and the light cuts out, and Cog sort of then just wearily flutters onto your shoulder.
Okay, Cog. Well, let's try. Let's go. Let's see what we find.
Very good.
Let's bounce.
You all begin to exit out then. And we're going to do another cut. As you exit out and begin to turn towards the north. Hidden away. Not too far from you, but far enough to not be noticed. A strange creature hovers and watches, adorned in golden armor, with bestial-like fur adorning its body. And it watches and waits, curiosity across its face. And that is where we will close episode 88 of Campaign 2. And there we go.
Getting closer.
Dave, you're muted.
I want to know what this thing does.
Yeah. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So we will hopefully start to figure that out. But there we go. Top episode, folks. Thank you very much, gents. Good to have you all back. We will return again next week for another episode of Campaign 2. Before we then, I believe, descend into... No. Excuse me. Next week is another episode of Campaign 2. Then we're going to do a Daggerheart rebroadcast deliberately, because I'm away, but also because, good news, folks, there was such good reception to Daggerheart, the one-shots, we are turning Fourier into our next mini-series, which means in July we will kick that off. And yeah, we will have your favourite characters from the Daggerheart one-shot, plus some hopefully new ones. And yeah, we'll do a little bit of mini-series into the world of Fourier, see what happens with the World Seed. But then, following that rebroadcast, we are also going to see what happens in our amazing Orbital Blues Arc 2, and see where that goes. For those of you that are subscribed to Patreon, we are also going to do a little bit of a debrief of what's happened tonight, and we will discuss that, which will be available on that. So go and subscribe to Patreon. There is also the Daggerheart Session 0, all the ad-free podcasts that you can get access to now, and all of our Malt and Magic Unrolled
It is
series.
well worth a visit. Yeah,
well worth a
go
visit.
and have a look. And yeah, you can join us for our... We're going to unwind on this.
Absolutely. And there will be more things coming to Patreon as well. We'll eventually start doing things like Q&A. There is a patrons-only Discord channel that you can join, which is where we're going to do some live Q&As further down the line. But also, if you've got ideas, feel free to submit them. And yeah, we will go from there. So I think that's it for tonight. But thank you very much to my amazing cast. And I will see you all next week. And to everybody that's been watching, thank you again. We love you all. Stay safe. And we'll see you next time.